Hey everybody, I want to do a troubleshooting video if you are working on either the regular or the large jack-o'-lantern and you're to the point where you're now going to be doing the smile extension. And I want to talk to you about a very easy way to help you evenly build this and get your number count. So when you look at the pattern, it tells you to go up here and attach your yarn to the top right of the smile when you're looking at it. Okay, so here's my right side. I've attached the yarn. Now, before we go any farther, you're going to end up counting or, single crochet into this same stitch, but then 17 single crochets down here to the base of the smile. Okay. When you read through the pattern, it tells you all this different stitch counts you want. And sometimes if you go from the back and work your way forward, you can make sure to make things even. So I have this marked where the first one's going. That's already attached. When you look at the end of this particular beginning row, it says you're going to have 31 stitches across this top. So at this point, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and mark, I know my last stitch obviously goes right there. Okay. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, I'll explain in a moment when we get to the sides, but let's go ahead and count back so that we're at 31. So this is one. You're going to work in these open loops. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That's 31. So it doesn't matter. I'm not doing any color coordinating thing right now. I'm literally just putting a stitch marker in the spots that have an importance. So I know the last stitch will go here. I know the first of 31 goes here. Still working backwards. They call this an exit strategy. You start with the end in mind and you work backwards, or in our case, you are counting backwards. So this starts the 31. The next section is working from here. Okay. See, this is the bottom and this is actually a corner. From here to this corner, and it says we need 18 stitches. I am legit actually going to put a stitch marker in each one of these. And we're going to evenly disperse this. So I know that that's going to be 1. I know that this needs to be a stitch. So I'm at 2. Okay. Now that just gives me a starting and an ending. I'm going to I don't care which way you work. I'm going to count from here. 1. Get a bunch of these out. 2. 3, 4. 5. Now see what this is doing is it's giving me a visual of where every single stitch is going to be. So we're going to count all the way up to 18 and we're going to see if we need to adjust where I'm going to put a stitch. So that's 6. Oh, that made that easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7. 8. You could, of course, do this with scraps of yarn. I just had these available. So 8. If that goes there is 9. Come on. 10. 11. Right now, I'm just visually like, if I'm crocheting right now, where would I want to put a stitch? So there's 11 right here on the side, 12. Okay, we've got one on the side. Of course, I'm going to go to the next top stitch, which was 12. So here's 13. We got another side. It's 14. 15. So I'm up here. I'm going to have 15. Well, I could put one here, 16. I put one here, 17. because that orange one needs to be number 18. So if I do that, here's 16, here's 17. Now, oops, I don't want just one loop. I am going to kind of wiggle that down. Yeah, I'm going to drop a stitch marker is what I'm actually going to do. Oh, 18. I was working in the wrong spot anyway. I guess in this moment, it's good that I remembered orange was the one to stop at. All right. If I don't like how spaced out that is, and I come down here and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got like all these stitches all crammed together. You can start adjusting, but I would ask you to look at like, these ones are on tops. I would say that you want to keep that. I definitely want to keep one here on the side. Maybe I could go from this, like I don't need to be actually in this corner stitch. I don't. I could choose not to be in that corner stitch. I could go from here and make that side one. And now I can come up here and I could be like, okay, I don't like that gap. And I actually would want maybe one more stitch right there. So what I'm doing before I'm starting to crochet is I'm looking at that I know I need 18 stitches from here up to here. I'd like to keep it even. And I need 18 for the stitch count. So that's what this process is. Let's move on to the next step. I've already decided that I'm not going to put anything in that corner. Okay. Taking this look closer, it is, if I put a stitch here and a stitch here, it's going to go ahead and like seam that up. You're not going to notice anyway. It's going to be fine. I could put a stitch here. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. Once you do all this, right? Even if I didn't have this stitch here and I went from here to here, it's going because of your tension to seam it together. But I just want to make sure that I'm getting the right count. All right, looking again at the pattern from this little section, not this curving upwards. Okay, you can see that the smile's starting to curve up. It is just this flat section. I'm only supposed to have 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So again, I need to do something so that I see where I'm starting and I'm stopping when I'm doing this stitch count. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, the fourth one right here, this is where the increase goes. So 1, 2, 3, here's an increase. I also know I have 3 more, 1, 2, 3. So now I know that this one is where I start working on the bottom. Okay, if you want a color code right here, I've only got red. You can do that. It does not matter. What this all is about you and making this easier for you. This is where we're getting it. I have another side and we've already got the first stitch in, right? Did I single crochet or did I only attach the yarn? We're about to find out. Yep, I only attached the yarn. All right, no problem. Don't lose my tail. Come on. That happened. All right, well, let me attach the yarn again right here. When you attach the yarn, that doesn't count as a stitch. You've just anchored it. So now I'm putting the first single crochet. Now, ta-da! So I only do that because we know to count that as it is a stitch that had 18. So I need 17 more. So from here, I want to put a stitch right here on the side. That's going to be my first one. I'm going to get down. Where do I want my last one? It might be on the incline, but I mean, that's an easy stitch to see right there. So I've already got 2. Let's work up with all the easy ones. There's 3. Here's 4. Still looking at easy. That means to me easy, like that, obviously right there. I mean, that's a stitch, right? That's where I would put my crochet hook. And I've already lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5. 6. Okay. A lot of this now is our turning spots. So let's start looking at this. If you put one in here, shall I start again from this spot? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're up to 7. 8. If I went here, there's 9. I could just go there. 10. I may be adjusting some of this. From there, I could jump to down here and only have 1. So 10, 11. Okay, that's the end one. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 11. 12. 13. Okay. 14. Now we have an opposite from there. I need to see where I can add in more and keep it even. 14. Let's go ahead and put one there. 15. Let's go ahead and add one here. 16. Yeah, right there. All right. 17. So what I've done now is I've made this simple. I've already done all the counting out. I'm not going to have to constantly come back, and I know that I'm going to get the right stitch count. So I'll stop talking. Let's just crochet, huh? I said I'd stop talking, but anyway. So you just go where the stitch marker is, right? 2, right here where the stitch marker is. 3. This is where 1, 2, 3, I'm going to put, at this point, we've got all of these plastic ones. I want something different just so that I can see a different, it's a visual cue. This is something different. There's my first. Along with, as you're crocheting, you can be taking all these things out. I'll do that every so often. Okay. Here it is. That's the other thing, though. Keep track of which one you've already crocheted over and which one you haven't. 4. You're finding this annoying, you can take them out, but it's working for me. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Huh. I'm counting it. Seems like I'm ahead. So let's double check, huh? If that's my first one, oh yeah, that's my first one. That's not supposed to be counted part of the 17th. So first stitch, moving on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yes. So all counts were correct. It's just which way are you going? There we go. So the last one of that segment. Okay, very much so. At this point, you can come in here. You can start removing all these ones you've already crocheted over. You can do it when you're all the way done. But I just want to show you, getting a little bit farther ahead, why this is so very helpful. Okay. In this point, I could easily put a stitch here, right here in that corner. And the pattern tells me after I've done 17 that I'm going to do 3. So I could have gone 1, 2, 3, and then do an increase, then do 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. And I'm supposed to already start up the other side. And you notice how I still have that much of this section of the smile that's flat before I'm going up the other side. Now, oftentimes, literally, uh, you can get away with, well, I'll just do a decrease. I got 3 stitches, I'll just single crochet 3 together. I'll just come back here and I'll skip that stitch. But once you start coming up the side, are you going to want to constantly come down here and try to recount? The stitch count in this moment is very important so that when we build up on this to make this jack-o'-lantern actually be a hollow jack-o'-lantern with a gap of space from the outside to the inside. So that's why our stitch count's important. Go ahead if you need to, go ahead, do a decrease. If that gap was too big, if I had my 18 and the gap was too big, do a single crochet decrease to turn it into 1 stitch. But what I'm saying is by going and taking a few minutes to count things out, you can then mark where you're putting your stitches. So just wanted to make it easier for you guys. Love to see your jack-o'-lantern. So by all means, there in the end of the pattern is a way to drop them, drop your pictures. Love to see your smile. See you guys later.